eve of PG Air's Clean Air Forum next week, the air quality watchdog has some positive news. Much of it has to do with industry changes, and Canfor has more up its sleeve.
What's coming out of the stacks at Canfor's 3 pulp mills these days is primarily steam. That's because recent upgrades have reduced the operation's emissions by 90%. Even with the improvements, though, PG Air has no intention of letting up. In fact, it hopes to expand its work.
One of the things that we're interested in doing is finding ways to engage the community in air quality monitoring. And so right now we're looking at developing a canister program in the community where we can actually distribute canisters throughout the community and get residents involved in that data collection process in order to feed in and expand the existing network.
Canfor has spent millions on its operations to reduce not only the PM 2.5 levels, but the odor emitted from the mills.
The 90% reduction is in terms of odor that you would smell in the community from going back into the 90s. So we've had a couple of stages of improvements. The recent stages happened at the PG pulp mill, and that reduced odor that had been reduced about 80%, another 60%.
Canfor will be part of next week's Clean Air Forum when it hopes to announce further emission-reducing plans for the PG pulp mill. Having Canfor and Husky as part of a Clean Air Forum would be unheard of years ago.
You know, we set out with a goal a few years back of becoming a neighbor of choice, and we know there's a social license that you have to earn as an industry operating in a sensitive airshed. So we've been very pleased with the cooperation and the discussions and the relationships that we've developed over the past few years.
PG Air has identified its newest target, road dust. It accounts for 35% of the poor air quality in the city, and there's no one worst offender. Everyone from industry to business and even the city have a hand in generating dust.
Really trying to find a way to see if we can tackle the road dust issue in this community, and maybe we could look at some sort of partnership between industry and government to look at finding some technological solutions in that regard. And we may get bigger bang for our buck on air quality improvements by looking at those types of collaborative activities that'll lead to improvements in the airshed as well.
PG Air also has plans to improve its research to put together more operational projects to tackle some of the worst offenders. Cheryl Jan, CKPG News.